Rince was a stockbroker or something, like finance. He invited Granada and me to the party because it was a new apartment and the decorators finally left. He already invited his real friends last week, Granada told me, so now he would gloat to his coworkers. Every light bulb responded to his voice, and half of them played songs. The floors were heated, and the bathroom had an ornate marble bathtub suspended like a hammock between two pillars. It was the kind of place that would have impressed my dad. I could imagine him whispering in my ear the whole time, "How much do you think this cost? Oh, this has got to be no, this is $3 million, easy." Granada did basically the same job as Rince. Christ, what a name. But he was headhunted from a rival, so he made 4 times as much as her. Me and Granada ate leftovers most nights, and as far as I could tell, Rince's place didn't have food at all. No cereal, no Cliff Bars. The refrigerator was full of mixers, and the only edible thing I saw was olives. I hadn't worked for a couple months. I quit my last job and felt like a real free human man for that first week with the intoxication of agency. I didn't need to waste my life writing ad copy at the time for a company that treated me as bad as GroveSmart Conceptual did. Then, in a week, the energy bill came, and I had a dream I yelled at all my friends, and no one could look at me, and if I tried to move, my legs were too heavy and my heart too weak, and I woke up sick again. I didn't want to go to the party. I was woozy. I told Granada I was afraid I would have diarrhea, and she just snapped, "He'll have a bathroom," and that was it. I felt no better when we arrived. And the whole thing was very adult, which disappointed me at 33 years old. It seemed ridiculous. Only a decade since college, we had already traded in drinking games and laughter for signature cocktails and tips on tax write-offs. You could hear the light bulbs playing a tone-deaf playlist of 90s gangster rap at a low buzz like white noise, while 20 people drinking in an 8th-floor elevator apartment produced no more decibels than a dishwasher. Granada was networking with her network, God knows what any of it meant, so I joined the people smoking by the window. A couple +1s of the coworkers were puffing cigarettes. Others passed a gray egg-looking thing with some kind of nipple on top. The whole thing was matte rubber, like a pocket-sized synthetic breast. "What the hell is that?" I asked. It smelled like weed, but acetone too, like a head shop nail salon. "Ugh, it smells like a manicure," I said, but no one laughed or even really looked at me. The next guy sucked on the nipple egg, and the egg blushed a purple tone. A hazy white incense liquid dribbled out of his lips, and he coughed as it sprayed out his nose. He passed it to me. I dabbed a bit of the leftover juice on my lips like a balm. It tasted like gasoline, but it perked me up instantly. The light bulb sounded better. Everyone was so expressive, I realized, making these big-ass faces like performing for an audience I couldn't see. You could follow their conversations without hearing a word. This is what Granada dealt with all day. I laughed in horror. There were a lot of hats, mostly on the men. Did that come back? I decided not to talk to anyone with anything on their head and looked for snacks. They didn't have any snacks. I could have really used a snack. I was thinking about all the snacks I like when, standing near the window for fresh air, I heard the man screaming. "Ah! No! No, please, no! Just... ah!" I had to listen for a while to make sure it was real. With the music people listen to, you can never be sure. I sometimes pulled over my Corolla for an ambulance, only to find it was just a sample on the Workday Dance radio station, mixed between an air horn and a DJ shouting, "Where Hoboken at?" I moved back and forth, and depending where I stood, the screaming faded in or out, never stopping. But right by the window, it was clear, albeit distant. "Please, no. No, I swear I didn't. I don't know. Ah! Ah!" I wedged myself between 2 women passing a joint. They rolled their eyes at me as I fiddled with the latch to open the window more. The screaming peaked just as it turned into crying. "I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know," a man pleaded somewhere below. I scanned what I could see outside, but it was dark, and from the 8th floor you could see plenty of the city. He could be anywhere. Do you hear that? I asked a woman, French inhaling the joint. Hear what? Shh, give it a sec. I craned an ear to the window, and the women with the joint humored me, doing the same. Oh God! Please, I said no. Oh, my fucking knee! Please don't. Oh my God! Laughed one woman, covering her mouth like she hadn't meant to. That is so random. It didn't strike her the way it did me. It sounds like they're torturing him, I grimaced. Hello? Called the other woman, already pink-eyed, a tight afro pulled together with a bandana. No response. Hello? Hey, the host of the party stage whispered, jogging over from the bar. Don't shout. Please, the HOA sent a letter last time. There's someone screaming, she yawned. Rince smirked like this was all a game. His inferiors followed him like shadows as he approached the window. My eyes! My fucking eyes! No! Oh my fucking God, please! Please! Rince started snickering, and the other aspiring executives did the same. Oh my God, Rince laughed. What a fucking idiot! He pushed party guests out of the way to stick his head out the window's narrow opening. Hey! Kill him already! That's not funny, the woman with the mushroom of afro reprimanded. He looped an arm around her neck and kissed her. Were they together? Oh, I didn't mean anything. Come on, this is a party, he said as the light bulb track changed to Sweet Caroline. Uh-oh, he grinned. They're playing my song! A gang of men in matching hats quickly corralled to ironically karaoke the horn section. I had my phone out. Okay, I'm calling 911, I said, but the party had moved on. I saw Granada among those singing the bump, bump, bums, and I no longer missed the days of college parties. Meanwhile, it became harder to hear the man outside. But all the same, the voice became more familiar. And I couldn't place where I'd heard it before. What, maybe 3 million for all this? Heck, maybe 5. I was sweating enough, my underwear was wet. Do you think it's a prank? Yawned one woman. Maybe it's some kids playing around. Oh, God. Just kill me. Do it. Fucking kill me. The phone rang 8 times before the operator picked up. 911, can you please tell me your name, location, and what seems to be wrong? The woman said. She sounded bored, inconvenienced. I plugged my other ear against the Neil Diamond and pressed the phone hard against my ear canal. Yes, my name is Chris, and I'm at, where are we? I asked the women, who shrugged their shoulders. Hold on, I'm finding out. The operator sighed, somehow communicating the phrase, I don't have all fucking night, with that one breath. Granada! I shouted across the room at my girlfriend. What's the address here again? Dude, Rince scolded. I told you about my HOA, don't shout! He said as loudly as I had called for Granada. What's the address here? I asked, but he ignored me. Granada! I shouted extra loud. When I felt her hand on my elbow, I realized she had been right there. 344 South 4th, are you getting delivery? I shook my head and relayed the info to the phone. Yes, South 4th. Yes, we're on the 8th floor. Yeah, well, the window's open and we hear screaming outside. Granada pieced the story together as I told the operator. She stuck her head out the window. The man was just sobbing now. My son, please, just don't let my son know. Please, you can't tell my boy. 911, she mouthed to me, and I nodded. Do you know why this person is screaming? No, I don't, and it sounds like they're torturing him. And who is they, sir? I don't know. The woman on the other line cleared her throat in exasperation. Sir, you are not being helpful. Just send someone. I noticed Rince and his lowly coworker friends shaking their heads at me across the party. I was killing the vibe. "How much did you drink?" Granada whispered. She scrunched her face the same way she did when I told her I ate the leftover Chinese. My jaw dropped a little. Even she doubted me? All right, the woman said, just shy of adding Jesus fucking Christ. "An officer will arrive shortly." I nearly hung up before I realized I made a mistake. Whoa, don't send anyone!" I was shouting, and my face was wet now too. I turned away from the window, and a confident drunk tried to shepherd me to the door. "Sir, why not?" she said on the other line. "Because the guy isn't here." "But, sir, you said..." I just hear him. I don't know where he is." They were cranking the mechanism to shut the window, and my blood chilled. I fought off the drunk with a shove as he crashed hard, breaking his martini glass. I ran over to the window while the operator yelled at me. "All right, listen, you can't just waste my time like that. Do you hear me? I have real emergencies, shithead. Real people who need help. Don't ever call 911 again. We're blocking your number. Good fucking luck, asshole." I didn't hear her click off because I dropped my phone while twisting the window crank. I got it a crack open before arms tugged me away, but it was enough to hear the voice. "Help me! Help me! They're gonna kill me!" "Let me go!" I shrieked. Ah! Ah! Oh, no! Let go! No, you have to let me go! No, please! Oh, God! Oh, God! Ah! 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 Granada joined me outside the building with my coat and the unopened bottle of wine we brought. Rince wouldn't even accept our gift. I felt bad, but my head was burning and my lips itched. But the screaming had stopped. "What is wrong with you?" Granada sighed to herself, as though I weren't capable of hearing. "It sounded like my dad," I said. "I think it did. You heard it, right?" "Of course I did." She rolled her eyes. "No, really. Of course I did." She grit her teeth. "Come on, the car is pulling up." And so it did. She approached a black Camry, Ashwin, license plate ending C224, pulling up to the curb. I grabbed her arm as she went for the door handle. "But did it sound like him? Granada, please." She smacked my arm away, eyes piercing me with red fury. "Of course it did. Jesus Christ, Chris, of course it did." We climbed inside. Ashwin confirmed it was Granada who called the car. We buckled up, and the man began driving. Granada wouldn't speak to me, though I wasn't sure if I would talk back if she did. I was still shaking. After a couple minutes of silence, the driver asked, "Do you mind if I play the radio?" "Go for it," I sighed. The man clicked a button on his console. The middle of a thumping dance remix played, bass loud enough to vibrate the windows. An air horn blared, and the DJ shouted, "Where Hoboken at?" "This is the same station I listen to," I told the driver. "It keeps me awake," he smiled and turned it up. The song ended, and the DJ transitioned almost seamlessly to a new song. Rat-a-tats and a hi-hat and auto-tuned voices circled one another. It was a new song I hadn't heard, but I liked it. But where the bass should have dropped in, the music instead froze, interpolated by a sample. "Please, no! Ah!" Then the air horn blared, and the song resumed, the parts melding, hi-hats, then a bass growl, and just fucking do it! Then a pitch-shifted voice counting to 7, then I turned to Granada. My face must have said it all. "Gren, I'm done playing this game." "Yes, but do you?" She pulled out her phone and faced the window. The driver merged onto the West Side Highway, taking us far north to home, and all the way, the song played.